There comes a moment after separation when strength becomes a performance. You wake up, you function, you show up, you smile when needed, you hold it together because everyone expects you to. And slowly, quietly, you become tired, not just physically, but emotionally, spiritually, deeply tired. Because holding it together takes more energy than falling apart ever would. Somewhere along the way, you learned that breaking was dangerous, that if you let yourself feel too much, you might never recover, that strong women don't crumble, that faithful women don't question, that mothers don't fall apart, so you suppress, you distract, you stay busy, you survive. But uncried tears don't disappear. Unspoken grief doesn't fade. Unprocessed pain doesn't heal. It only waits. And it shows up later. In anxiety you can't explain. In anger that feels disproportionate. In exhaustion that sleep doesn't fix. In numbness where joy used to live. Let me tell you something gently. Breaking is not the opposite of healing. Avoiding your brokenness is. There is a difference between breaking and staying broken. Breaking is honest. Brokenness is untreated. Breaking says, this hurts more than I admit. Brokenness says, I'll carry this alone. God never asked you to carry this alone. In fact, Scripture is filled with people who broke and met God right there in the breaking. David wept openly. Job questioned loudly. Hannah poured out anguish in prayer. Even Jesus wept. If breaking were a failure, God would not meet his people there, but he does. You are allowed to fall apart in safe spaces. You are allowed to cry without solutions. You are allowed to say, I am not okay, without immediately adding, but I will be. Healing begins when you stop demanding wholeness from a heart that hasn't been given time to grieve. Let yourself break, not recklessly, not destructively, but honestly. Break in prayer, break on paper, break in silence, break in the presence of God. Because what you don't allow yourself to feel, you force yourself to carry. And God never intended for you to be strong by being silent. This is breaking. This breaking is not the end of you. It is the beginning of truth. And truth is where healing starts. You are not losing control. You are releasing what has been locked inside you for too long. Let the tears come. Let the questions rise. Let the pain speak. You are not falling apart. You are letting the broken pieces finally to be seen. And what is seen can be healed. As he says, my grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness. God does not wait for your strength. He meets you in your weakness. Today, choose one way to let yourself break safely. You can cry without rushing yourself to stop. You can write everything you've been holding back. You can sit quietly and say, God, this hurts. You can talk honestly with someone you trust. No fixing, no explaining, just release. Let us pray. God, I am tired of holding myself together. Teach me that breaking is not the end of me. Help me release what I have been carrying alone. Meet me in my tears and make them holy ground. Amen.